So here's how we're going to go ahead and set up our first AngularFire project. First thing you're going to do is go ahead and open up Dreamweaver because it's clearly the best. I'm kidding, calm down. Darn, you actually thought I was going to say that. So you're going to go into VS Code, open up a file, and set a folder to wherever you would like your project to be stored. For me, I have a thing in my documents folder because why not? And then once you have that set up, you're going to go ahead and open it. Once it is open, then you're going to go ahead and head on down to the terminal, figure out how to get there, press whatever command. I honestly don't remember what it is, so we're just going to press buttons so we end up there. So first you're going to do a command to go ahead and set up Angular. So it's going to be an npm install -globally of Angular/CLI. Now, make sure that capitals are important on this. You don't want to do any uppercase because I definitely didn't do that the first time I made this video and definitely did not sit there for 10 minutes looking like an idiot. It's fine. Yep, nope, that did not happen. So once you go ahead and do that, you're going to do a new project. So you're going to do an ng new and then the project name. So in this case, I'm going to use Angular-Fireman because reasons. And then you're going to go ahead and press enter. Then you're going to get prompted to use Angular routing. You're going to go ahead and press Y. I will get into that later, but that is going to make our lives easier. Then it will ask you CSS, SCSS, SAS, or less. Less is never enough. SCSS is a combination of CSS and SAS, so we're going to go ahead and go with that option. And then you're going to go ahead and just wait for everything to set itself up and install. All right, and then once it is installed, what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and cd into the project. So you're going to do cd and then the project name. So for me, it's going to be cd Angular-Fireman. And then once you have that, you're going to go ahead and do an ng serve. This is going to go ahead and spin up the code and allow you to run your project. And then it's going to give you a localhost address of 420 with an extra 0. And then this is where some Angular will already be waiting for you. Basically, if you aren't entirely already familiar with Angular and you're just exploring, this will have all kinds of resources for you to go ahead and explore. And while this is some really cool code, we're going to go ahead and get rid of it. If you head on over to your project, go to source, app, and then your app.component.html. This is where all of that code exists. So you're going to go all the way down to line 483. And then you're going to click on everything and you're going to remove it all except for the router outlet. Now the router outlet is essentially going to make it so that if I go to a website and I want to do /login, it'll take me to the login page. So essentially that's just going to keep everything in line of where we want it. And then if you look, it'll see nice blank page for you. Super simple. But now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add something cool to that. So we're going to open up another terminal now that that's running, and we're going to cd back into the project, and we're going to create a new component. And for simplicity's sake, we're going to go ahead and call it hello world. So we're going to do an ng of gc, and remember capitals are important here. So G is generate, C is component, followed by the name of the component, in this case hello-world. And then you're going to see right on the right side, at least on my screen, because I'm weird, I do have that on the right side. I do think I should probably change that for the coming videos, come to think of it. Then next to router outlet, we're going to add a app hello world tag. And then if I go back over to the website, you will see that it is now hello world. It's cool. We did a thing. So now the next part is we're going to go ahead and create a web app. And don't worry about all the extra bits and parts. You're just going to go ahead and give it a name of Angular-Fireman or whatever name you do desire. For me, I think Angular-Fireman is the coolest name you can possibly have. So we're going to do that. We're going to press continue, and we're going to go ahead and leave all the Google Analytics because why not? I honestly don't see a problem with that. But if you do, you can always undo it. And then you're going to go ahead and select an account. It'll have a default account for Firebase. Go ahead and select that, and then create your project. And then once that loads, you're going to go ahead and press continue. And this will go ahead and take you into your project. And because we are making a web app, you're going to ignore most of the cool stuff that is all hanging around down here. And you're going to press this little logo that says web. And then essentially this is going to create your web app that you're actually going to run your Angular to. And this is where all the information will flow back and forth between the project. So we're going to go in there, give it another name. In this case, it'll be Angular-Fireman. and I'm going to go ahead and register the app. Now, Firebase does have hosting options. We are going to ignore those for now, but as soon as you press that, you're going to be given a long list of codes, IDs, tags, all of it, and npm install Firebase. But the cool part about AngularFire is it's going to take care of all of this for us. So while that is there and it's cool, we're going to go ahead and ignore it. If you go back and refresh the page, click AngularFire Man up in the top or whatever your project name is, you can always go back and check that just to be safe. All right, but now we're going to go back to VS Code and we're going to go ahead and start setting up the actual AngularFire. So what you're going to do is you're going to do an ng add at angular/fire. And remember, capitals are important. This is definitely not the part that I definitely did not mess up on and accidentally put a capital A. Nope. So it's going to ask you if you want to install this. You're going to go ahead and press Y because you typed it in. Of course, you want to install it, duh. And then it's going to present you with all kinds of options. And essentially, I just like to go ahead and click all of them. This is going to be essentially all the features that Firebase does provide: analytics, cloud function, messaging, storage, authentication, all the things you could possibly want. Go ahead and check them all, just in case we want to use those later down the line. You're going to go ahead and press enter. And now this is where things are going to get a little bit tricky. So this is where you pause the video, make an account. And then once you have your account, you're going to go ahead and select it, and you will have a list of all the Angular or Firebase projects. Go ahead and select the one that you just made, and if you somehow have miraculously other ones, go ahead and click those. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and select AngularFire Man, and then I'm going to select the web app, and then I'm going to select the web app again because for some reason they make you do that twice, which I'm not entirely sure why. So go ahead and select that, and then now essentially what that's going to do is that's going to go and add all of the keys, IDs, tags from earlier all into the project for you, so you don't have to worry about doing that. And then once you have that all in there, you're going to go to the environments folder, and then you're going to go to environments.ts, and this is where you're going to just double check just to be safe that all those tags do match. In this case, I do see AngularFire Man, so I'm just going to play it safe, assume that they're all right, but I will double check. And just like that, we are already set up with Firebase in our AngularFire project. So if you did like this video, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and I will reward you with the most advanced program that I know, aka Hello World, of course.